Hi guys, my name is Jenna and I am colorblind. And what I mean by that is that I am not black and white colorblind. I am actually something called red-green colorblind. But even that is a little bit confusing because I can still see red and green. So I'll explain to you what I mean in just 1 second. So how I discovered that I was colorblind was actually in high school. I was studying biology and I hadn't known previously that I was colorblind. I just remember having a lot of arguments with my sister over like when we were coloring over what was purple and what was blue. And I would always argue like, no, this is blue, but she would say like, no, it's purple. And so I like was always confused about why we were like arguing over colors, but I never considered that I might actually have a color blindness or color deficiency until I got to high school. I was studying biology and we got to a point where they were talking about genetics and we had some colorblind tests in the book. And they're like, and then colorblind people can't actually see the number in this circle. And I was like, well, I can't see the number in that circle. So fun fact about me, I was actually homeschooled / went to charter school. So I was doing an online high school course when I discovered this. And so I was at home with my brothers and sisters, and I am one of 5. I am the second oldest. And so I went around and tested all of my siblings to see if they were as well. And so super crazy thing was, so I'll talk about the genetics of colorblindness real quick because it is like fascinating, and I've done a few like reports on it in college and stuff like that. So I do know a couple things just because it is so interesting to me how it all works. So I'm one of 5 kids, and I have an older brother, it's me, and then I have a younger sister, another younger sister, and a younger brother. So my older brother and younger brother are both colorblind. My youngest sister is colorblind like me, but the middle sister was a lucky one and she did not get the color blindness gene. And so I was really interested about how all 4 of us were affected, but she was not. And my mom is not colorblind, but my dad is. So I looked into the genetics of it, and it's really, really fascinating that in order for a female to be colorblind, her mom and her dad have to carry the gene for it. So even though my mom does not express the gene, she carries the gene, and my dad does carry the gene. And so your mom will have it on one of her X chromosomes, but if you're a female, since you have 2, if you have a good functioning X chromosome without the gene on it, then you are all good to go. But if you have both X chromosomes with the gene, then you're screwed, like me and my sister. And only 0.5% of the female population is actually red-green color deficient. The black and white color blindness is actually exceedingly more rare. And so it is rare though to be red-green color deficient like me and my sister are. So only 0.5%. It also means, crazy enough, that I will for sure, I believe, as I understand it, I will for sure pass on colorblindness to my sons. And as long as Paul, my husband, does not carry the gene, then our daughters should be fine. So kind of a crazy thing, like for sure, like any sons that I do have will for sure be colorblind, like sorry, it's life. So I will explain real quick what that looks like, and I figured we could take a color blindness test together so you could actually see what I cannot see. Okay, so let's do it. This test that we're taking is from IQ.com, and I've taken a million different tests, but this one looks pretty good. We'll kind of just go with it. I'm already a little bit scared though from this first one because I'm not so sure what it is. And usually the first one I know. So I'll put up all of the pictures on the screen to this, and this is not an official diagnosis. Please do not diagnose yourself this way. Like if you feel as though you can't see things, it might be the light from your computer or the light from me transferring these photos. So please get an official diagnosis. I have like, I knew I was colorblind, but when I went in for an eye appointment and I told her like, yeah, I know I'm colorblind. She's like, oh, I don't know. But she tested me and she's like, oh yes, you are. So yes, I am officially diagnosed as colorblind. So this to me looks like, I can see a ring, like a circle. It looks like a 0 to me. Like I can't see any other connection, but it isn't like a hard 0. So looks like a 0. Okay, I don't know that, I don't think they're gonna tell me if I'm right or not. So, all right, this one is a lot more bold. This looks like a 7. Oop. Okay, this is also bold. This looks like a 0, but it's kind of like a weird like shape. It's not like a hard circle, you know, but a 0 on that one. Okay, this looks like a 3. I can for sure see that one. 4. And then this one is harder. Like this is like blended. Like if I just like force my eyes to go hazy, I can't really see what this is, but I think it's a 3. Oh God, like I can see that there is like a magenta pinkish type shape up in here. I'm just gonna guess it's like an 8 because it looks so swivelly to me, but I honestly cannot tell. I can't see at all what that one is. Okay, this one has gotten even harder. So for me at this point, like it just looks like a bunch of little dots, like speckles, kind of like freckles, but they're like, I can see that they're different colors. Like I can see like black and different shades of green and gray, but obviously you can't see all the shades of green, and this is what like it's figuring out. So I can't honestly see what this is, so I'm just gonna hit skip/unsure. This one again, I can see lots of like colors, lots of dots, and I can make out that some of them are going in a direction of a shape, but I can't see what it is. Like I want to say maybe 6 or maybe 8, but that's just me kind of guessing what direction it's going, so I'm gonna do skip/unsure. This is a little bit more pronounced, like same kind of color idea, but I can see it more, so I'm gonna hit 7 on that because that's what it looks like. This one I can see there's like green and then like orangey, and then the like orangey type color. Like for me it looks like a tangerine is what it looks like. Like I can tell it's making a shape, but I don't know what the shape is, so I'm gonna do skip. This looks like an 8. Even though it isn't a hard 8, I can see an 8. I hope. That'd be really embarrassing. That's not an 8. I don't know that one. Like, again, I can see that there are like little bubbles, but I can't really tell what it is. Oh God. Like, that I can't even make out anything. Like, I don't even see. Okay, this literally, I can't see a thing. Like, this is what baffles me, because when I look at the world, like I'm looking at like a green tree outside my window right now, and it looks so vibrant to me, but I can't imagine what it would be like to actually like see the full color spectrum, because obviously I can't see it. Okay, this is like nothing to me. Like, I can't see anything. That's an 8 for sure. I can see that for sure. That's a 5. It's a 6. They dumped it down for me. How nice. It's a 4. That's a 1. It's a 0. It's an 8. 6. Yeah. So basically they're testing for 2 different types of color blindness. I see what they're doing. And they're looking for red-green color deficiency, or I think it's, no, sorry. Yeah, red-green or blue-green, I believe. Like, there's 2 different main types, and so those ones that I knew for sure, it's because, like, I'm not that one. Okay, let me send my results to myself. These are my results. Okay, so I'm going to murder these words. Like, murder them so bad. Okay, so the first kind that it tested for was Dioteranophobia. That for me, I tested low on, and that is when yellow and green appear to look red, while blues look violet. Which is kind of crazy. But then the other one, protanopia, I tested as high. And then this is, they say, orange, red, and yellow look greener, and colors are dull. And so that for me depresses me. I'm like, colors are dull. Like, I see, like, again, like, when you don't have a reference point of what the world is supposed to look like you just appreciate the beauty that you do see. So for me, like, I see a rainbow and I can see, like, the span of it. I can see all the colors of the rainbow. But, you know, it probably does look duller for me, or a sunset probably does look dull, like, more dull than to another person. But for me, like, it looks vibrant still. Like, for me, what I am used to, it looks vibrant. But that is a little bit wild. And then it tested for tritanopia, and that I had no results for, and that's where blue looks green and yellow, and no, yellow can appear gray, pink, or violet. Like, the picture they have is just like wild. It just looks like you see it in a black and white world and there's red. That would be pretty intense. Like, oh my goodness. So a little harder to find, but not impossible, is a reverse color blindness test. Now, these often don't work when you post them on a different screen than you originally saw them on. So I will still probably pop up the images on this video, but would highly suggest you going to this website. It's cs.unm.edu. And it's pretty cool. So the first one is the red spectrum gradient. And so apparently, like, if you are RedGreen colorblind, you'll be able to see the gradient pattern, and underneath it I see a 6. So I don't remember what, like, normal vision people can see in this, but I see like a gradient, like streaks of color, and a 6 underneath it. And then the next one is the red, like, speckles test. And this one, I believe, let's see, it says if you fail this test, then you probably have a full range of color vision. But if you are red-green, then you will see a circle inside, and I see a circle inside. I don't know if this works on all screens or like what you can see with it, but I can see like a very dominant, like, a circle in this second one, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that is a reverse color blindness test. There are a few more out there, but it is a little bit more tricky than a regular color blindness test, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so I get the question often because Enchroma has those color blindness glasses where you can see through them. I have some mixed opinions on those. My sister, actually, my youngest sister, who is also colorblind like me, got those gifted to her, and they're expensive. They're like $500. But she got those gifted to her by a boss, and she said, like, the world looked more vibrant, but then my sister, who's not colorblind, tried them on and said that it made things look unrealistically vibrant. So I don't know if it's a different effect maybe when a normal vision person sees through them, but I didn't put them on. And so many people are like, oh, I want to buy you those glasses. Like, this can fix you. And it's such a weird thing because for me, like, I don't want to ever put on any kind of correction on my eyes, because, and the perspective I have on it is that I can't always wear those glasses. I feel like it would almost be more depressing. I see beauty in what I already see. That's why I would never try color vision glasses, is because, like, I don't feel like I have a, like, disability in a sense. I just see a different world than you see. Only 0.5% of females see the world this exact way, so I just think that that's, like, amazing. It's pretty cool. The reason it's called red-green color blindness, but I can still see red and green, and I can still, like, drive a car, and see traffic signals and all of that is because so you have 3 different types of cones in your eye. Like one of them is green and one of them is red. And so when you have red-green color deficiency, those cones they're morphed and they're shaped differently, so they don't take it all in. Because like green is so vibrant and red is so vibrant, like I can see those pretty clearly. What I often mistake is purple and blue, like I said, like things that will have hints of those color in it that are a little bit closer. So purple and blue, I'll mistake those a lot. Navy and black, I will mistake those all the time. Like I just stopped buying navy and black socks because I would just like walk out with one navy and one black and not even know the difference. I'm like, oh, oops. So that is a very real struggle of mine. So that is pretty much it. Again, if you took the colorblindness test along with me, please do not diagnose yourself this way. Take some other tests online like I did, or you, like better yet, go to an eye doctor and get like an official diagnosis. But it is something that is pretty cool to live with. Also, a really fun fact is that colorblind people can see better in the dark, and it's kind of like for visual blindness, how the other senses compensate for the sense that's broken. Your eye is doing that in a way because the cones are deficient. The rods are compensating for the deficiency in the cones, and so you can actually see more light. Which is a pretty awesome thing. Like I have night vision in a sense. But yeah, so I would never try those Enchroma glasses like I mentioned, just because I really do enjoy seeing the world like I see the world. But tell me your experiences with color blindness. If you have the same kind, if you have a more severe kind, but whatever your experiences might be, go ahead and let me know. I'd love to connect with you. But anyways, that is my life as a colorblind individual. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video.